Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm unboxing the March devotional kit from DaySpring. This is the Women of the Bible Friendship on Purpose kit. So this is kit 2 of 3 in the Women of the Bible series that they're doing. I will link last month's devotional unboxing down below for you guys so you can see everything that came in that kit. I do believe that kit is still available, so you can still pick up that kit if you haven't grabbed it yet. What I have off to the side here is a traveler's notebook because I wanted to show you how I'm working through these kits from DaySpring. So I'll show you that towards the end. And then I also have the Encourage devotional Bible. So these kits were meant to kind of partner well with this Bible. It is not a requirement for these kits. If you already have a journaling Bible that you love, don't feel like you have to rush out and get this one. But I did want to kind of just show you how they pair well together and just mention it because it is meant to coordinate with these kits. So I'm going to set these aside for just a second. We'll talk about them at the end. But let's take a look at everything that comes in the kit this month. So first off, sorry if you can hear the dryer in the background. I've got dogs, dryer, kids, just typical Lindsay life, so I apologize. Real professional YouTube status here. But everything comes in a box wrapped in this green tissue paper. I did want to show you how I used the tissue paper and sticker last month. Created this little dimensional piece in this traveler's notebook to mark the start of the first kit. And then for this month, I'll do the same to separate the second kit. So don't be afraid to use your trash and your packaging in your journaling. So I just cut the sticker out and save that. But let me go ahead and pull everything out of the box and we can take a look and see what comes in the kit this month. So first off, we have a little card from DaySpring. On this side, it's just sharing some information about Bible journaling and a link for some additional resources for tips and tutorials. If you're new to Bible journaling or just curious to see what resources DaySpring has, you can check that out. On this side, you get some information about the particular women that we're going to be looking at in the kit this month and just a little blurb about that. So it's just a nice snapshot look at what the kit's going to be about. And then down here you've got some additional resources for the Encourage community. So for this set of 3 kits, they've pulled writers from the Encourage community to do the devotional content. The devotional content pairs with the devotional content that's in the Encourage devotional Bible. So these are pretty like short, easy little devotionals. If you're looking for a more in-depth look at that content, they kind of expand on that through the Encourage community and the stuff that's in the Bible. So you can kind of go further than what goes in the kit if you want to. So there is that card there. Let's kind of start with the obvious different. So one of their goals, DaySpring, with their kits now is to include some kind of art medium or art product in each one of their kits. Last month we got the gelato to play with. This month we're getting an ink pad, and I know so many of you are going to be very excited about this because you've been requesting these like crazy. If you'll remember, about 2 years ago, the DaySpring kits that they were doing with Illustrated Faith included ink pads. So some of you may have the set of these. They were not sold individually. They were part of a kit. You can still get the black one individually, and you can buy a light pink one that comes in one of the starter Illustrated Faith kits, but all of these have been discontinued, these colored ones. But from what I can see from the packaging, it looks like it's essentially the same ink pad. It just doesn't have the Illustrated Faith branding because they're not branding with Illustrated Faith anymore. And so it's the same kind of formulation if you are familiar with that. So this is a pigment ink. Now I did go ahead and test it out in the Encourage Bible. I really like testing products in this Bible because these pages are very thin. They are more along the lines of a traditional Bible page as opposed to a journaling Bible, which has a little bit thicker page, and so you'll get a better idea of what's going to bleed through if you're working in something like this. So I went ahead and just stamped using this ink. You can see it's this really pretty kind of navy blue color, and it is a pigment ink, so you can see it did not bleed through the Bible page, which is great because these are very thin pages, so you know you can really use that ink in any Bible pretty much, and it's not going to bleed through. But it is a pigment ink, which means it's not permanent. So I went over it with water I don't know if you're going to be able to see with the lighting in my studio, but it's not permanent. So if I go over it with a wet paintbrush, that ink will move and shift. So you want to do any wet techniques first and then stamp with this ink. You don't want to go over it with water or you're going to have a mess. But if you're just doing dry stamping, it's good to know that this ink will work, especially in this Bible. I've been kind of hesitant to stamp in this Bible because the pages are so thin. So it's good to know that this will work. So you get this navy blue ink pad. You get the washi. So the washi didn't go anywhere. We're still getting washi. It's this purple washi, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it has this really pretty like basket weave texture print on it. So it's not just plain purple, it has like a texture printed on there. And one thing you'll see is that there are colors that coordinate between last month's kit and this month's kit. And then there's this fun like pop of red and navy that we didn't really have in last month's kit. So they'll coordinate, but they're still gonna be on their own. So you can use this washi with last month's kit if you haven't finished it up yet. You get a kit sticker, so like I said, if you want to use it to create something like this, maybe you want to stick these in the front of your Bible, keep track of the different kits that you're working on, use it as part of a page. So many different things you can do with these. So you do get the Friendship on Purpose devotional sticker. Next up, I'm excited about this. So last month we got these tabs. I've actually cut mine apart because it was like a little like paper clip almost. Those are not my favorite style of paper clips. That's why I cut mine down and just used it like a regular tab. I don't particularly love that style. And so I was really glad to see that we were not repeating that this month. We are doing some ephemera like die cut pieces. So you get this little baggie with some die cut pieces, and these are on like a nice cardstock, so they have some substance to them. They're not like super flimsy. They are just blank on the back side. And one thing you'll notice about the kits that DaySpring's doing, at least with this series, the style is much more like earthy, so earthier tones. It's not that bright, vibrant, graphic style. You do have some graphic like texture in here, but how pretty are these butterflies? I love this. It almost looks like a postage stamp kind of. So definite like vintagey, earthy feel. The colors are more muted and earthy. You can see last month we had like the purple and the green, and this month we're pulling in some navy and some red. So I love that. A little bug is cute. I have not seen the printable because I get the kit early and I haven't seen the printable yet, but I imagine the printable is going to have these graphics in there as well. So you can size them up larger if you want to use with the illustrating Bible. But these are going to work nicely in your standard 2-inch journaling margin, or even the smaller margin of the Encourage devotional Bible if you want to use it in there. So it's kind of nice that they are smaller pieces. So you get that butterfly is just gorgeous. I need like 50 of those. So cute. Okay, let's talk about devotional content here. So you get 4 devotional cards. Don't throw away this little cardboard backer. I'm gonna link a video down below from Revival Camp where I use the packaging from Revival Camp to create a mini book cover. So save onto your trash. You can use it for things like that. I'll link that video if you're curious to see how I did that. But you could very easily create a mini book with these cards. They are not printed on copy paper. It's like a cardstock, similar to the cardstock that these are printed on. So you could very easily create like a booklet out of these. You get 4 little mini devotionals, so you could do 1 a week. Pretty easy little bite-sized nuggets to just sit down and do some quick devotional content. You could spread this out and maybe come back to it at the end of the week and see if anything else came out at you from sitting down with it again, or you could sit down and do all 4 in one sitting. It's kind of flexible that way. So you've got scripture that we will be reading through, the woman that we're going to be looking at, some devotional content, and then some prompt questions. So we're going to be looking at Ruth, the Queen of Sheba, Naaman's servant, and Mary Magdalene. And so they're just blank white on the back there. Now, I'm using these in a traveler's notebook insert. So I'm going to link down below. You can buy inserts from DaySpring. This one isn't from DaySpring, but you can buy nice ones from DaySpring. And I'm just adhering, and actually, Nope, it's the same. It's a little bit thicker, it feels like, this month. But I'm just adhering the cards into the Traveler's Notebook on one side and then leaving myself some room to journal on the other side. And then I'm just using some elements from the kit to kind of decorate the Traveler's Notebook. And so I can work on it directly in the booklet, and then if I have time, I can take my entry into my journaling Bible. So you could also, you know, hole punch these and put them all together, and then do your note taking on the back side of the cards if you didn't want to have an extra little notebook. But I like to have all of these, now that everybody's kind of, not everybody, but several companies are kind of streamlining into the Traveler's Notebook size. I can keep this in a Traveler's Notebook with the other kits that I'm working on and have them all together. So that's kind of the nice thing about doing it this way. They do have some Traveler's Notebook covers at DaySpring. I will link those down below as well for you guys. So that is how I use the cards. And what I found last month was that the devotional content was pretty much word for word, not all the way, but pretty much word for word pulled from the devotional content that's in the Encourage Devotional Bible. And then the devotional is a little bit longer in the Bible. So I didn't feel a need to like tip these into the Bible per se, because that devotional content's already in there. So there's a look at the cards. And so we'll be looking at the friendships that these women have and how it influences their service to God or Jesus and each other and that kind of thing. So we'll be looking at that this month. I really love that they're doing this. So DaySpring, some of you may know DaySpring being known for greeting cards. That's kind of how I knew and thought of DaySpring before they were doing all the other are their greeting cards. So the kit this month again is coming with a greeting card, and they're encouraging you to use these to make connections with women in your community, which I love. So taking what you're studying, taking what you're looking at, and applying it to your life and making those changes, making those connections. So you get this card this month that says, "You're loved more than you know, you're braver than you even imagine, you're beautiful beyond what you can see." And so just use this to send some encouragement to a woman in your life, and I love that they are doing that. If you don't want to do that, you could also use this artwork as a tip-in in your Bible or something like that. You could frame it. So don't feel like you have to send it out, but I would encourage you to take that prompt and to do that. So you get a card. Next up, we have some stickers. So we've got 2 sheets of clear stickers. Now, I'm going to be honest, when I first saw last month and saw that it was 2 sheets of the same thing, I was like, well, that's a bummer. I wish we'd done like 2 different things. Why did we get 2 sheets of the same thing? But I was very thankful that they did that, because I was able to use the stickers in my Traveler's Notebook, but then I also had a second sheet for when I went into my Bible to do my Bible journaling. And so I love that I have that option. Of course, you have that with the printables. I could very easily print off a second sheet on clear sticker paper, but it's nice not to have to do that. It's already done for me. So I use a sheet, like I said, for the Traveler's Notebook, and then a sheet for my Bible. And one thing that somebody pointed out last month, because you're so much smarter than me, is that the stickers in some of the, last month, the tabs, coordinated with the colors on the devotional cards. So like the purple card is going to work with the purple sticker. Of course, you can use these however you want, but Ruth is Ruth, the Queen of Sheba is yellow. So it just makes it so that everything is just streamlined and easier for you to use if you're new to Bible journaling, and just kind of takes the having to think about all of that on your own away. It's all done for you. So you could even, you know, just do all yellow, all purple if you wanted to incorporate that with these as well. So I like that they kind of did that. So you've got, these are clear stickers. You've got the names of the women we're going to be looking at, a couple of words. I love the like vintage line illustration style of these kits last month and this month. This is very on trend right now. I am obsessed with these like vintage florals. Love, love, love that. Of course, you've got some bugs and some florals down here. So I just like that it's a different look and feel and style. And I know from some of your guys' feedback that you're feeling the same way. So got 2 sheets of those. We also have 2 sheets of alpha stickers. These this month are like a mustard yellow. I know initially I saw some comments that were like, not too sure about the bolder style of alpha sticker, and I initially was a little bit hesitant too, just because it's not usually what I reach for, but I will say it really makes your title stand out and be bold, which I like, versus the more delicate style. And it's kind of nice to have the bold mixed with the delicate. So it's just something different, and I'm enjoying doing something a little bit different. So you've got 2 sheets, so you have plenty of alphas to use, and again in that pretty kind of earthy mustard yellow color. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to turn one of these over. You've got the 4x6 stamp set, and so these are nice quality stamps. Like I mentioned last month, they did not go back to the soft squishy stamps. Thank you, DaySpring. They stuck with the nice quality, firmer stamp. And so you've got, let's see, friends, purpose, loved, accepted, some really pretty flowers, the 2 women. So you could combine those with the 2 women from last month if you wanted to kind of change and mix things up a little bit. And then you've got these 2 frames. So you could layer these if you wanted to, maybe frame the verse that you're working on. So, or stamp this in a lighter color behind the women to kind of frame them. That would be really fun. So lots of options. When I spoke with DaySpring when they were coming out with these kits, they said their goal with the stamp set was to come up with images that are not necessarily images that you could draw yourself. So these really intricately designed florals and things like that would be easier to stamp than to draw on your own. So I like that they, are taking that into consideration when they design the stamps. So there is that. There's a look at everything that comes in the kit this month. I will have an affiliate link down below. Just so you know, DaySpring does send me these kits to review and to share with you guys, so thank you, DaySpring. But I always give you my honest opinion, like how I feel about those paper clips. And so you get it honest and true, and it just gives me the opportunity to kind of share with you my thoughts and some inspiration and ideas. So thank you, DaySpring, for sending the kit. I will be continuing to work with the kit in the Traveler's Notebook. So I'll go in and stick the card on one side. I add some just simple embellishments to the page ahead of time, and then I can just come in and do my reflection in here. So I will be doing the same thing for this month's kit. And then I wanted to show you, I will be continuing to use these kits in the Encourage Bible. I got good feedback from you guys that you liked the kind of change up in format and style. And so I've only done the 1 entry. I will link that down below for you guys. You can check that out. I have worked through all of last month's kit. I just haven't gotten it into the Bible yet. But it was really nice to have it small, concise, easy, and the more I have worked with this Bible and done some reading in this Bible, it's a really comfortable Bible for studying. So if you're looking for a Bible to be your all-around study and journaling, this one's really nice. The font isn't super small, so it's comfortable to read. The way that it's broken up with the different colors is comfortable. It has the additional devotional content, and all that goodness in here. So the more I've worked with this, the more this is becoming my study Bible. So my art will be art that does not cover the text in this Bible. So I will not be doing tons and tons in here on my channel, but I'll be bouncing back and forth between the illustrating Bible and this Bible. So we'll try to break it up and do a little bit of everything there for you guys. So, but you don't have to have this. You can definitely work in whatever Bible you already have. So if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below. Check out the description box, like I said, for links to everything. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.